We are less than 48 hours ahead of polls opening on Tuesday for the August primaries. Are you ready? We hope so. But just in case, we'll continue our Commitment 2022 push, gearing you up for important races and issues on the ballot in Kansas and Missouri. You know, we have spent a lot of time on Missouri's U.S. Senate race for good reason. It's a pivotal race in the Show Me State, and there is a massive field of candidates vying for your vote on Tuesday. Let's start today on the Democratic side. So far, we've spoken with Marine veteran Lucas Kunce and St. Louis entrepreneur Spencer Toder. Now it's Trudy Busch Valentine's turn.
We need something different. We need a new politics, one that puts the good of all people first.
The last major candidate to jump in the race, Busch Valentine, launched her campaign in March. She's well known on the other side of Missouri for good reason. She grew up in St. Louis. She's an heiress to a share of the Busch family beer fortune. She graduated from St. Louis University with a nursing degree, and like all the major Democratic candidates, is stepping into politics for the first time. She now joins us here on Heart of the Matter. Thanks so much for being here today. Let's jump in. You've said politics is broken. Most of your opponents share that sentiment. What do you mean by that, and what specific policies would you work to enact to fix the system?
Thanks for those questions, Cody. And yes, our politics are broken because families and people aren't talking to each other anymore, because there's so much vitriol in politicians, because people are not working together. And I see politics as a place to serve and to serve our states and our country. And I don't see that going on with politicians now. I see people wanting power, wanting ego, wanting money, or wanting to become president of the United States. I am here to serve the people of Missouri and to keep our democracy and our voting rights sacred.
What specifically would you fix, though, to try and fix the political system?
I think we need somebody different. And we don't need a politician, and we have too many people that have been in politics for so long. We have so many lawyers in the Senate. I think we finally need the voice and the mind and the heart of a nurse who will try to bring people together and who will lead with bringing people together and bringing people together so we can all work together.
As we mentioned, you come from a wealthy family. You've thrown millions of dollars into this campaign. How do you relate to all the families across Missouri who aren't as fortunate, who are struggling to pay bills or make ends meet right now? And how do you make that situation better for them?
You know, all my life, the thing that I've been able to do, and even since I was 13 and volunteering in a hospital for the summer, I can see, I can hear, I can listen closely, and I can open my mind and heart to people and what they're going through. And I've been doing that my entire life. And that's what I'm still doing today as I'm going all over Missouri. I'm listening to people, their concerns, their hopes, and their dreams.
Sure. And I'm sure the voters appreciate that you've been going around the state. What would you do to tackle inflation, which we're seeing 40-year highs of right now?
Yeah, it's a very, very tough time. And I think because of the supply chain issues, because of COVID, the basic necessities are just going up and up. And I'm glad the gas prices have come down a bit. They need to go down more. Our prescription drug prices definitely need to go down. We have to get diabetes drugs or insulin down to at least $35 a month. I think that we need to lower the cost of food and groceries and housing and apartment rentals. 2 out of 3 families are living paycheck to paycheck. And that's so easy to fall through the cracks because of that. And people are losing their houses and their ability to live in apartments and ability to have a roof over their head and good food on the table. We need to do all the policies we can in Washington to change that and to help the people so they can live a quality life.
You know, we've seen a couple of forums with campaign stops, friendly crowds, more controlled events for candidates this election cycle, but we haven't seen any debates in this Senate race. We know one planned debate was canceled. Organizers claim your campaign didn't respond. Why is that? Do you think that's fair to voters? And if you win on Tuesday, would you debate your opponents in other parties?
Well, first of all, let me just tell you that I've been in three three definitely forums with all my opponents who are running for the United States Senate. And those have been good forums, and I love doing those. But I don't want it to get into a one-on-one knockdown, drag-out fight with my Democratic opponent that wants to debate me. I'll save that for when I go against to the Republican who is nominated. I will be happy to debate that person. We are so different in our opinions and in the issues that we're looking at and in our outlook on how America should be.
Let's talk about health care. Your ads mention your background in nursing. What are your priorities when it comes to health care if you're elected?
Healthcare is a major issue in everyone's life and across Missouri. And we need affordable and quality health care for all. And it doesn't mean that we need Medicare for all, because people are happy with their insurance, and it would cost $30 trillion to change that. But we do need insurance, and we do need to expand the Affordable Care Act, and we do need to expand Medicaid. And we could use a public option so people could buy into Medicare for their insurance. I think we need to expand nurse practitioners. We need to make them able to practice on their own and to form practices throughout Missouri, especially in the rural areas and in the cities. And we need more nurses to be working all around and to be working in public health care and in home health care. There's a lot we could be doing that we haven't looked at.
All right. Well, Trudy Busch Valentine, thanks for coming on today. We truly appreciate your time.